it's frantic out here. I'm telling you what. You got another good eater coming in?
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yes. Folks, I pronounced that a fried pie. Let's pull it out of here and put it on the newspaper and dust it with a little flour now.
Have you seen this plant before? Leaves of 3, let it be. If you guessed poison ivy, you're absolutely correct. Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Well, folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and welcome to this week's A Sportsman's Life. I've got my good buddy David Hanson with me, and we are at Lake Tawakoni, which is about an hour east of Dallas. Dave, this lake is as good as it gets when it comes to catfish, isn't it?
Yes, it's top of the line. You just don't get no better than Lake Tawakoni. It speaks for itself.
It does. I hate to brag too much. It don't get much better if you're looking for a guide than David Hanson. David, you got a quarter of a century guiding and the rest of your life catfishing, don't you?
Right here on this lake.
Right here on Tawakoni. And it's good to get to fish with you again. David and I have fished together for 20 years, off and on, and he's been on all kinds of TV shows. He's been on the other side of the world catching catfish. What are we going to do today? We're going to try to catch some blue catfish.
Yes, sir. We're going to go out and do some shallow water fishing for some eating size blue cat, and might have a chance of catching even a 10 to 20 pounder. You never know. We are at Lake Tawakoni. We might catch a 70 pounder. My biggest catfish, which I'm not a big fish person, if you watch our shows, you know that. I'm more of the eater size, but I caught a 53 pounder with you years ago in shallow water. You remember that? Yes, sir.
Tell us about our rigs here, the Catfish Pro.
Well, I'm impressed so far. Here after a little while, we get some water on them. I'm gonna really put them to work and find out a little more about them. I really like the feel, the tip.
That tip,
plenty of eyes.
Yeah, and it's got everything. I mean, it'll hold a big one.
Yes, it will. It will. I mean, they feel. They've got the feel. Now all we need to do is get something on it.
Let's do it. Dave, let our friends know. There's people listed all over. Yeah, and watching on TV, Carbon TV. How do they call you if they want to come to one of the best catfish lakes in the world and catch some fish with you?
Just call me on my cell phone at 903-268-7391. We can visit, talk about what you want to do and what you've got in mind, and I'll do my best to accommodate you and give you 100%.
That sounds like a winner, and he will too, folks. Let's put these Catfish Pro rigs to work.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Letting her go. Oh boy, look at that cat. Dang.
You liking that Catfish Pro reel, aren't you, buddy?
Smooth, man. I'm telling you. Casting good. There's one on this one.
Good gosh. Well, we're just gonna I'm just gonna hold. You catch that on that Catfish Pro.
He's coming.
I'm not gonna let this one get off. Folks, it's frantic out here. I'm telling you what. You got another good eater coming in?
Oh yeah, man.
Bring him in, buddy.
These reels casting darn far.
Yeah.
I'm having to work to get him in.
I hear you. I hear you. Boy, you just got a good bow in that rod too, buddy.
Oh, ain't he pretty? Oh, gonna taste good.
I hear him talking.
Please release me, don't grease me, is what he's saying. Look at how fat they are.
Let's take a good close look at him. Yeah, he is. He's gonna be a blue catfish to me. Is as good eating, Dave, as there is in freshwater.
It is.
Dave, I do believe that's the largest one in the last 40 minutes of us fishing.
Yes, sir. So far, the best one of the day, and brought it in on one of these Catfish Pro rods.
You're still bragging on them Catfish Pro.
Nearly every fish we've caught's been on the yellow rod.
I know it. Well, I tell you what, being the cameraman, I'm going to cut the camera off because I want to catch another one.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty one.
Oh, yeah, a little show out there.
Yeah, bring him on in.
Nice eater.
You bet. He's talking. That is a pretty nice one, isn't he?
Yes, sir. That's a nice eating sized slot fish here on Lake Tawakoni.
Yep, one of many. We'll add him to the cooler.
Yes, sir.
Dave, that cut shad is doing the trick, isn't it?
It is. Just that's their meal of choice, and you put that on this Catfish Pro rod, man. It's just a killer combination.
Fish on the
Another one.
Catfish Pro. Oh, nice
Probably a 4 or 5 pounder.
Ooh. All right. That looks to me like two very tasty fillets coming in here.
perfect.
Mr. David Hanson, somewhere in your career you've done that before, hadn't you, bud?
Once or twice. Just started yesterday.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what we're pursuing right there.
I mean, one of my.
Let's take a look at what we've been here for 10, 12 minutes. Let's see what about 15 minutes.
We've got.
Clip them barbs off so they won't get you, right?
Stand down. Another eater.
You bet.
Not a monster.
Those are the
Just
type.
right.
Yep. You know, Dave, I wrote in a story that recently too about catfish. I like to catch a big catfish. I've caught a big catfish, but I like to eat them.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
Those right there are very hard to beat. Back at the dock, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at these. The wind was just right, which you didn't want it to be a slack day. Had just enough wind. Look at these fish, folks.
And this is just a couple hours of fishing, just shooting the breeze and having a good time.
Had a great time, and no kidding, just a tad less than 2 hours. Some really good eater fish. Oh, and this one right here is mighty beautiful. Blue catfish, not only a pretty fish, but they're awful good eating.
Oh, mighty fine.
Dave, you've been fishing this lake for, roughly speaking, how many years, buddy?
Well, all of my life, as a guide, over 25 years.
Right.
Seen it go from channel cat to flathead, and then they introduced the blue cat, and it went into overload.
That's right. Well,
Best fishing in Texas.
It is.
Sorry.
Lake Tawakoni, folks, if you're not from around Texas, if you are, you know, you have at least heard of David Hanson, but if you're not, Tawakoni is about an hour east of Dallas, and plenty of good lodging around here. We're at the Anchor Inn Marina right now. I fished with Dave here for years. Dave, give us that number one more time, buddy.
You can reach me anytime at 903-268-7391.
Folks, as an old outdoor rider the last 150 years, I'm kidding, about the last 38 years, I've seen fish cleaned a lot of ways. I've never seen anybody with a standard knife clean one any quicker, any neater, or any faster than Mr. David Hanson here. It's not a race for time, but when he gets through cutting on this catfish, there's not going to be enough left for the old egrets over there to pick the bones on.
Yeah.
David, you've always been a stickler about getting all that good meat off of a catfish.
I can't stand waste.
Nope, and it's just so good. The meat's so good. Start right up there at the head, go down, hit that spine.
And the blue cat has that knot on there.
Yes, right
on
there.
The fin, and you
right
go around it.
There, yes.
Just come out that tail.
Yep, and then just right around
his backbone.
Yep.
You got a beautiful fillet.
Some of the best eating, as I've always said, in fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now to take his belly out, you just
watch this, folks. Something that all of us need to be aware of, right here. That's some of the best meat on the catfish.
Run up that rib cage and down his throat. Same thing there. Just follow that rib cage.
Look at that.
Now you've got that piece of meat. Take out that. Now you've got that pretty slab of belly meat that I
That's
fight
right.
for.
You bet. And that can be turned into two little chunks, right?
Yes, sir. And to do that, it's very simple. Get over hold that skin. It's just a fillet at this point.
Yep. Look at that.
Lay it off. That takes your skin off. Now you've got the gray skin that's lining of the belly.
Yep. Yep.
You take that off.
Some of the best eating on that catfish, folks.
Yes, sir. And a lot of people throw it away.
They don't know what they're missing.
That's
They
right.
do not know. Well,
Yeah.
Dave, thanks again, buddy. I'm distracting you from some fish cleaning, and I'm thinking a fish fry tonight.
Absolutely.
Folks, we've got some more of a Sportsman's Life lined up for you, so let's move on and see what Jeff or Larry's got in store.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
So friends, these are dewberries right here. You can find them growing wild around fence rows, and these are actually on the land where I live around a culvert. Lots of berries on these vines. Now blackberry typically grows, they're a little bit taller. They grow up on bushes more or less, but these are dewberries. There's a close-up of them. And these are ready to pick, so they're going to wind up in a cobbler. You have to reach down in the vine sometime to find these things. Doesn't hurt to wear some thin gloves when you're picking them because they will stick you. So this is going to be the making of a very, very simple berry cobbler. We have enough here. I'll pick all these, and then we have quite a few on a fence row around the corner here. We'll pick those too. Get enough for a berry cobbler. Well, friends, while walking up from the berry picking spot, I made a change in plans. I want to cook some fried pies for you. I've done the berry cobbler in a past show. I don't know, about a year or so back. You can probably look back through our shows and see that. But fried pies are so easy. You just need some berries, and I kind of got lazy. I just picked this bowl full of berries. Not too many, but enough for 3 or 4 fried pies. You want some very soft flour tortillas. That's the key, soft ones. And some sugar and a little cinnamon, some cooking oil. That's basically all you're going to need. So let's start cooking. What do you say? So let's take the berries and put them over here on our old cook stove out in the cabin. And we're basically going to just reduce these down to a paste. And then we will start cooking our fried pies. So here are our berries cooked down with some sugar added and just a little bit of cornstarch to thicken them up. So basically it's pretty simple from here. Right in the middle of that tortilla. Let's go ahead and make a couple so you can see how it's done. Spoon a little more. You can see that these things are cooked down with sugar. I put a little bit of cinnamon in there. But we're going to just basically wrap up these tortillas. They'll just fold over something like this. And then we'll take a fork and crimp them. All the way around. So let's take this one and put it in some hot oil, not smoking hot, but just fairly hot. And then we'll pull them out, dust a little sugar on them, and we will have a berry fried pie right from the bush to the skillet. And folks, the key here is to have a couple of inches of cooking oil, and it doesn't take long to cook a flour tortilla nor a fried pie. So let's go ahead and flip this. Oh yeah. Look at that golden brown on that one side. We're going to give that other side maybe another minute, and then we should have a golden brown fried pie. We'll dust some sugar on this, and then we will have a tasty camp dessert. All right, let's look at that other side. It probably won't take long. Let's see how we're doing. Oh yes. Folks, I pronounced that a fried pie. Let's pull it out of here and put it on the newspaper and dust it with a little flour now. All right, the finished product, folks. Let's dust a little sugar on these. Bingo! Dewberry fried pies, right from the bush of the dewberry. Let's cut into one of these, folks, see what it looks like. All right, folks, there's your cooking tip for this week. On to the rest of our show.
Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by the YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, and Pyramid Air.
Hello sports fans, Bill Carey with Striper Express with your fishing tip this week on Sportsman's Life. It is hot right now. It is May. This fishing is off the charts. I want to show you what we're using. I've had 5 calls just this afternoon. What are you using? Let me show you, help you catch fish. Alright, first of all, top water. You know, I'm going to show you how to use this. Just watch this clip. So we have to work this one pretty fast. Reel and pop. So that's our favorite go-to Cordell pencil popper. But here's the hottest thing. This is Berkeley, our sponsor's version. It's the Chapo. This is just a good straight retrieve. Great top water bait, you know, as you saw. Now, let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, here in the last week, we started using slabs. Slabs were a little early this year. This is a lead spoon. We call it a slab. That's a heavy one right there. That's 2 ounces. We're bumping the bottom with them. I don't care if you're in 10 foot of water or if you're in 40 foot of water. You get a tight line on the bottom, just bump them, hold it, let it down easy, So just, this is what we're using. That slab on these stripers. It's awesome. Okay, now we're gonna go to the Sassy Shad Jig. This is our favorite, white glow. This glows underwater, it's awesome. That's a 3/4 ounce head, good for both shallow and deep. We'll throw bigger, but it depends on the wind. But that white glow, 4-inch tail on a 3/4 inch Sassy. This is a fish catching machine. Probably using this as much as we are the slabs now, but they're biting everything. And they're biting all over the lake.
Crank on him, buddy. Yay, buddy, we got him.
Yeah!
Nothing wrong with that.
So there you go. These are the lures we're using today. If you're going fishing tomorrow, get you some. Cordell pencil popper, 4-inch white glow Sassy. These are Axeman reaction lures, slabs. Just a good slab, you can keep a tight line. Bump the bottom, raise it up, feel the way down. There's that fish. They're eating them up. So there you go. And of course the El Chapo, just reel it straight. Early, first light, they'll blow up on it and the game is on. So there you go. This is what we're using right now. If you're going fishing tomorrow, use these and you're going to catch a bunch of fish. So this is Bill with Striper Express this week on A Sportsman's Life, and go catch a fish.
Have you seen this plant before? Leaves of 3, let it be. If you guessed poison ivy, you're absolutely correct. Getting poison ivy is not fun. This product, Zanfel, I use to remove urushiol from the skin and help promote quick recovery from poison ivy. You'll start to see results in 7 to 10 days. This is Tech-New. This is what I use prior to going into the woods, knowing that I've been exposed or could be exposed to poison ivy. Rub this product in good and it will remove urushiol, or if you touch urushiol, it's not likely to get into your skin. A great product, Tech-New. Just remember, picking up tools, you can transfer poison ivy from yourself to a tool or from the tool to yourself. Avoid poison ivy at all costs. Leaves of 3, let it be.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoking Tex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.